We're happy to welcome Mr. Avinash Dutt, the VP Revenue APAC, and Mia for BCV. Today's session is about getting digital right to drive profitable acquisitions. I would like to remind you, please, to log into Cvent. We fixed some glitches that we had yesterday, so we extended the session timing. So you'll be able to scan the code. You will not see any loading or any OK or any message on your screen, but it will take automatically. Okay, so just scan it, make sure you check in. You have 10 minutes after the session. In case you don't do it now, you can still do it 10 minutes after the session. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Avinash, and I work with BCV, the social media arm of RateGain. And I'm here to talk about getting your digital right to drive profitable acquisition. Before we begin, please may I have a show of hands from those who are from marketing? All right. Okay, I can see that a lot of people want to get into marketing. It's a hot field, right? Okay, so I want to talk about 7 challenges that the marketing teams face today. The first one is incorrect targeting. And for that, I've got a small video. Let's watch it for a brief context. Right. So I believe as marketing people, we all have faced such campaigns, right? Why don't they work? Simply because I think we don't understand our guests so well. If you think about it, every guest has the potential to qualify for multiple personas based upon their need of travel, right? Their objective of travel. So I, for one, when I travel for business, I prefer to stay at hotels with full service, right? They should have excellent internet. Probably hire a taxi from the hotel for the entire day, right? But when I travel solo, or let's say with friends, my budgetary requirements may change, right? And when I travel with family, I can splurge. I would prefer properties where there are ample of activities to keep the kids busy, right? There should be plenty of dining options too, plenty of open spaces for the kids to run around, and also, not to forget, a great spa, right? So the needs of your guests are dynamic in nature, and the profiling should also be dynamic, right? But if we get this right, this is not the only battle we are fighting. It is hard to reach out to your guests on the right channel. So there are a lot of channels, right? And they all converge onto this marvelous piece of engineering, the mobile phone. If you were to look at your mobile phone right now, you will notice that you have anywhere between 70 to 130 applications installed, right? I, for one, I counted 123 this morning on my phone, quite surprised. Typically, a mobile phone user will have about 80 applications installed, right? So this is, this is complicated, right? This presents challenges and opportunities as well. And your guests also have these many mobile applications on their phones, right? And if you think about it, all of these apps, texting, email, Facebook, camera, news, and so on, these are all potential sales channels for you, right? We talk about omni-channel marketing these days. But if you were to overlay the guest buying experience, right? Discovery, consideration, conversion, loyalty, and so on and so forth, you will realize that our marketing campaigns do not have an overarching context of the guest journey in real time. And that is simply because our technology systems, they work in silos. They don't talk to each other. Even in this day and age, our revenue systems, our distribution systems, our advertising systems, marketing systems, they all work in silos. And maybe rightly so because it's really expensive to integrate them all, right? Furthermore, we can agree that marketing today is a rabbit hole. Any marketing manager will be dealing with more than dozen different systems on a day-to-day basis, directly or indirectly. Some of these systems are run by the corporate teams, and they may allow you, little to no control over the processes involved. And this sort of arrangement robs you of a meaningful context, right, of the guest experience as they're traveling. So for instance, I may have just returned from a trip to Abu Dhabi, but I yet again see an ad on my mobile phone for the staycation offer, right? Or worse, a guest checks out with a bad experience and gets to see that ad. Now, that's potentially damaging to your brand, right? So the context is missing here. We have a lot of apps, we have a lot of technology systems, but the context is missing. And we all know that marketing is an expensive affair, right? Our budgets are almost 3 to 5% of the hotel's annual revenue, but they are all earmarked for different things, right? Your annual software subscriptions, your agency retainers, content creation, and importantly, advertising. Advertising on OTAs, on Google, on social. But little do we realize that we are buying the same traffic from the walled gardens of Facebook and Google, right? These technology giants, they basically set the rules for you, right? They play the game, they play the dual role of both the referee and the player. So they're going to tell you what sort of budget you would need, what is the bid price you should be allocating. They even tell you the potential outreach and the impressions as well, right? I heard this somewhere that it's often said that Google is the largest advertising agency in the world who just happen to have a search engine, right? So who's to say that their interests are aligned with you? Now, okay, there was an ad by Hilton, stop clicking around, so this doesn't work. So all of these advertisers, they need permission to target. We all know that. And back in 2021, something interesting happened. Google decided to spice up things. On all our behalves, they decided that the world doesn't need third-party cookies any longer, right? So there was a lot of backlash, and obviously, in a knee-jerk reaction, they kicked the can down the road, but no longer. In less than 50 days from now, 1% of the global Chrome users, the web browser, they will be migrated onto a sandbox, right? So no more third-party cookies for them. And come Q3 next year, we will enter into a cookieless world, right? So while we will have the first-party data with us, we will lose almost 70 to 90% of the data that we buy or the audience that we buy from these walled gardens, right? That's a pretty big challenge, and I'm sure you would have thought about this challenge, right? Basically, what it will do is that it will make our targeting toothless. We will not be able to measure the ROI of our marketing campaigns, right? And maybe we're going back to square one with this. But there are solutions available in the market. They come for a price. While we grapple with these 7 challenges, another storm is gathering strength. Okay. Is the battery weak here? Okay. So we've come fast from the age of travel agents where we used to pick up the phone, right, call and ask for flight tickets or hotel rooms, to a rich digital ecosystem of websites, right? They serve us, there are a lot of websites I'm sure you would recall that serve us, inspiration or offers or deals or reviews and so on and so forth. But off late, it's gotten so complex that there's room for simplicity. And in come devices like Alexa, who sits somewhere inside your house, and they keep on listening to you, eavesdropping on you, and they know everything about you, right? They know your purchase history, they know your travel history, they know the type of songs you listen to, they know your interests, preferences, so on and so forth. With a simple ask, they can actually point you in the right direction for your next travel, right? So as you can see, there are a lot of moving pieces here, and with the advent of Bard and ChatGPT, I think things are only going to get interesting. They're not very smart right now because these companies haven't chosen to solve the use cases for hospitality and travel, but in a few years they will, right? And when they do, they will get highly, these are transformational technologies. They will be able to tell you in a very personalized manner, recommendations or design your itineraries, or even serve as real-time assistants, or maybe even virtual experiences, right? So this all is changing guest behavior. Today, our guests expect more of us, right? They want faster check-in. Hold on. Where's the sensor? No, I was told you can point anywhere. Okay, so sorry for the. They want faster, cancellations, faster confirmations, faster refunds, faster check-in, faster service, faster everything, right? So the guests are upping the ante here, and we as marketeers, we need to up our game, right? But it's hard to find, it's hard to bring to life new ideas when the information you need is residing in different places, right? And the reason for that is because the systems don't talk to each other. So what do we need? We need, ideally, the industry ideally needs an intelligent marketing platform that can drive profitable bookings and hopefully in an automated manner, right? These technologies are becoming available. You need a system that can factor in all these moving uncertainties, all these overwhelming pieces, and be able to melt those silos away that exist today in terms of disconnected tools. They will give you the advantage of structuring the data in real time and do one thing right, which is to target the right guest in the right market at the right time, on the right channel, on the right device, right? I mean, you need to be swinging for the fences, right? Why go incremental? So it's a unification of the data and the deployment of this data in real time that will help you solve those 7 challenges. Okay, I think we need new batteries in this. Furthermore, I think we have come far along in the hospitality industry to safely predict that the position of a data analyst will be the norm in the coming few years, right? Just because of the transactional nature of this business, check-in, check-outs, we sit on a mine of information, and we need to capitalize on that. We need to wrangle that data from different systems to understand the guest behavior, preferences, and marketing trends, and market trends, and bring those into our marketing campaigns. Because we need to capture the value of the guest and stop obsessing about optimizing the channels, right? And we can further sharpen this with something called Traveler Value Score. There are now third-party travel data intelligence tools available that can tell you, or that can help you find the most qualified global audience, right? What they do is that in a GDPR-compliant manner, they bring data from from other industries like airlines, credit card companies, OTAs, DMOs, retail, so on and so forth, to tell you more about the guest travel intent, their purchasing capacity, and the right time to reach out to them, right? So they use machine learning and data science to continuously optimize targeting for you, right? And keep the flywheel spinning of guest acquisition for you. Every time the flywheel spins, it gets you more traction. So for instance, let's say a guest who was traveling to Dubai a couple of months ago was given a high score by the system, right? A high TVS. But the system now knows that the guest is, let's say, London bound, and hence is not an ideal audience for you, automatically moves the guest up the funnel, the targeting funnel, right? And helps you save the dollars. So this all sort of brings us to a new order. Whoops. Can I have another clicker? Right, so sorry about this. So what I was saying was that these all changes, which are afoot within a few years, they bring us to a new order, right? From siloed functions where we work as separate departments, separate businesses, to connected practices, where we are using such systems to drive value for our businesses. from specific points of sale to giving the option to the guest to buy on any channel of their choice, right? Maybe you need separate spa management systems so you can reach out to the guest within the local city, and that's more revenue for you, right? From the cookie cutter one-to-many experiences to personalized experiences at scale. How do we do that? I think AI is going to play a big role in that. And then from manual optimization to self-learning tech enabled by machine learning. Ultimately, I believe that the cornerstone to drive profitable bookings will be a system that is interoperable and is automated, right? And the democratization of these technologies or these platforms will level the playing field for all the hotels, small or large, doesn't matter. Even the price point will not be a concern. And I think that's the equity of the new kind that the industry needs right now going forward. Thank you. Happy to take questions.
So what are the available platforms now to run this unified marketing?
So like I said, they're on the anvil. You will not find any single platform available in the market. But we as a company, RateGain, we are working towards it, and something is on the anvil. We're going to unwrap that very soon.
And you said about data, which is sitting in hotels, I guess, check in and check out. But most of the brands have privacy protection of this data, right? So that it's not readily available when it comes to IHG or Marriott or Accor. They have very strict policy towards handling that data.
Absolutely.
So are you still dependent on the third-party data which comes from airlines and other travelers?
Yes, you will have to. I mean, that's the way the game is played. Obviously, there are strict rules around GDPR where you protect the PIIs, right? But like I said, there are third-party, travel data intelligence companies available who do it in a very compliant manner, and they can give you data. I mean, they will not tell you the name of the guest or the profile, but you will be able to use that intelligence in real time to drive conversions. And even Marriott launched something like Marriott Media Network, last year, where they're advertising along with Yahoo, and any one of us can actually go and use that platform to advertise to Marriott audience. So I think that's where the industry is headed. Please.
Yeah, so in quarter 3, 2024, when there are no cookies, how do you see the hotels spending their money on marketing if they cannot measure the return on investment? How will they do it? What's plan B?
The plan B consists of partnering with such companies who can help you look in the dark, right? Because it's a hard truth. Google has taken away the liberty, and come Q3 next year, you will be in the dark. You will have data, but that's only first-party data, right? So you will have to rely on other networks. Either there should be some sort of, coming together of different data partners or hospitality brands who can leverage the data that they sit on, or the other way is that we go along with companies who are already doing this for the last, a decade or so.
Are these companies ready now?
Absolutely. They are in the market. They are playing with the bigger brands at the corporate level. What we need to do is that we need to bring that to the unit level.
Examples of these companies are honestly, I'm not
So there's something called LiveRamp. There is Adara. There are many other companies as well. Perhaps we can exchange cards and discuss this later.
But then there is a risk, right? This Adara or ReachMina or all these companies, they have the same data set to serve any request to the market, right? So you're basically serving the actual same.
Good question. So you will have the same data, right? I mean, at the end of the day, there are 8 billion people on the planet. You cannot go beyond that. But what the important part here is that the data is being polished in real time. In my example, I told that a guest who now is London bound, the system would understand is not an ideal customer for you, and hence move the guest up the funnel, right? And save you the money. So that is the intelligence we need from these systems to drive conversions. I hope that answers.
Or like Marriott Media Network, then IHG will start their own media network, and Accor will start their own media network.
Wouldn't that be great for the industry?
Personalized communication to these customers.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, it won't be personalized. Right?
No, I mean,
Still a
the
generic data.
You're right. And the bigger brands on the consumer side, the retail side, I mean, they're really nimble, right? CVS, for instance, the pharmacy back in the US, they've already started doing this, and they've been doing this for the last 2 or 3 years, right? So unfortunately, hospitality is a laggard when it comes to adopting new technologies. It's not the intent, but the money, right? We all understand that. But I think we can learn from other industries to move in the right direction.
Any more questions? We still have so much to learn about digital world and so many places to go after that. Thank you so much, Avinash, for this informative session, and you can connect with Avinash on a later stage for additional questions. I do encourage you, please, for every session to do ask questions, because this is when we get all the nice feedback and more information about the subject that we are tackling.